One thing I really like about your content is your videos. I think you have a really unique way of approaching selling real estate. And it's like way more entertaining. Like I feel like everybody's going with these straight up like cool drone videos. Let's stage the place. And like I feel like you found a way to not even need to do that by being funny.
Yeah, and just not fucking doing what every other real estate agent is doing.
Yeah.
It's so tiring.
And we were in the same shoes.
Yeah, dude. Sambas.
Sambas, bro.
What kind of underwear are you wearing?
What's up? Welcome back to BK's Chop Shop. It's me, Brad, here with the amazing, one of the best realtors in Chicago, Zander.
Yes, sir. Chicago Zander.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Thank you so much for having me. This is my first podcast. This is very exciting.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm happy. We're happy to be your first podcast.
Yeah.
So you're a realtor, obviously, in Chicago.
Yes.
Where do you live? Like, where does a realtor live?
Where does a realtor live, dude? Most realtors live in their fucking cars.
Yeah. Did you ever live in your car?
No, I'd spend like 18 hours a day in my car, but I actually just bought a house in Roscoe Village with my fiance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, after 34 years of renting, I was finally able to buy something. We had no intention of like buying or living in Roscoe Village, but we literally found like a really cute little single family house, which I never thought I would be able to own in the city. And so we jumped on it, and we still had like 6 months left on our lease. And we're like, fuck it, we'll figure it out. And we bought the house. And
yeah, sometimes you just got to do that. You just got to make a move and figure it out, even if it sucks.
Exactly. So, and that's what I like have to tell my clients too, is like, yeah, you might have like all these weird circumstances, but like when you find something that's like awesome that you love, that like you go to bed and you're like, I have to have this. I'm like, just put everything else on the back burner. Like, go get the house.
What does it matter if you're 1 month into a 2-year lease?
Yeah.
Just get a new place.
What does it matter if you don't have a down payment? Go rob a bank, dude. You have the house.
Do you do like buying houses too, or do you just do apartment leasing?
I do a little bit of buying and selling of homes, but like I'm 96% just downtown rentals.
Is the rental business like a quicker turnover, like in terms of like close? Yeah.
Spot on. It's like I could have a client come into me usually through my social media on like Monday, hit me up. Here's what I want. Here's my move date. I'll send them a bunch of recommendations. We could be going and seeing those apartments as early as Tuesday. They could be signing a lease on Thursday, and in theory, I'm not talking to them again for another year, you know?
So is it like different than the like buying and selling real estate? Because it's like no matter, there's always a market, and no matter how much, you can just hustle to the amount of money you want to make?
Exactly, dude.
Okay.
Exactly. The buying and selling game is so much fucking slower. And like you get a client and you could not get paid for working with that client for like 2 years, sometimes more.
Because it's negotiated into the contract that way, or
no,
just that's how
they could search for a home for 2 years.
Oh, you mean like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like realtors don't get paid until you close on your home that you want. And like, I just don't have the bandwidth to work with somebody for 2 years. Like the mental bandwidth to literally just work with somebody for that long. Like my turnaround game is like quite literally hours and days instead of like weeks, months, years. And that's why it really like doing the rental market or the rental game, because it's so much faster. Instead of doing 1 or 2 deals, a really great realtor will do 2 or 3 deals a month. Yeah. And I'm doing like 16 to 22 a month.
16 to 22
still
deals
do like 3 to 4 like closing of homes, and I'll do like I said, like 12 to 22 closing of apartments per month.
So you do both. You'll get both of those in a month. Like how many hours do you work in a typical day?
When I'm sleeping is when I'm not working. It's crazy.
What like markets are you in? Like just Chicago, north side of Chicago?
Strictly Chicago and some north suburbs, like particularly Evanston, where I'm from.
Okay.
But like, I'm fortunate to be busy enough that I can just focus on like the areas that are convenient for me.
Okay.
Like if someone's like Zander, I want to buy like a fucking $4 million house in Hinsdale, I'll be like, cool, I'm going to learn about Hinsdale because that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But most of my clients are like first time buyers. They want to be in the city, especially all my renters. They want to be downtown. So I really just focus on the downtown market, which is super convenient and easy for me. I don't have to travel very far.
So like, what's the furthest south you would go? Like Bridgeport or South Loop or?
Definitely Bridgeport. Let me explain. Like my business model is strictly the high rise luxury buildings that pay realtors really, really well.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'll break down like kind of like a lot of real estate agents will look at someone who only does rentals and be like, wow, that's so like beneath me. That's like way too much work. And most of the time it really is like, if you wanted a walk up in Lakeview and you had a $2,000 budget, I'm going to work for fucking days or weeks and walk away with, after like all these ridiculous splits, like $600 or $800. It's a fucking nightmare.
To rent a walk up.
To rent a walk up because they generally pay half of 1 month's rent to the commission to the guy representing the renter. And then I got to split that in some kind of way with my managing broker, my boss. So
there really isn't that much money in apartment leasing, but there is in high-end luxury apartments.
Exactly. In high-end luxury apartments, the downtown markets, the buildings that have 300 or 400 units that are really expensive and there's a lot of pressure to fill them, they'll pay someone like me 100% of first month's rent.
Wow.
So I could go get half of 1 month's rent.
$5,000 in one deal.
Oh, all the time.
Wow.
Like a nice 2-bed in West Loop will go for $5,000 all day.
So you just hustle and you just like stay. Do you maintain relations? Have you ever walked into an apartment building and been like, oh, I've seen this on Pornhub? Has that ever happened?
Damn. No, I'm sure we just opened our market up in Miami. I'm sure that happens to them though.
I once rented a place to shoot a short film in.
Yeah.
And it was like set up for porn, bro.
One leather couch in the corner.
Yeah, there was a couple other couches. There was paper towels everywhere, hand sanitizer,
Christ.
and there like signs on what to do with dirty shit. And there was 3 Asian dudes in the room with the door closed, just not talking. And the guy renting the place was like, "They won't bother you," and we were like, "Okay." He's like, "Let me know if they're not quiet."
Would you go to like a motel for that?
For the movie?
No, for like a
For porn?
shoot.
You know,
Did you go to like Ohio House? You know, where you get like rent a room by the hour.
I love the idea of location-based porn. It's like, I want to see somebody fuck in Ohio House.
Go to get the Schneider's bagels right next door after.
Have you been?
To the new bagel shop?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fire.
I really like it.
It's got like those old school Jewish deli vibes.
100%.
Yeah.
It's all old school Jewish deli. The crowd in there is perfect. It's like 2 old Jewish guys, some like Mexican guy on his way to work that like doesn't speak a word of English, and then like some random hipsters. It's perfect.
See, I grew up near Skokie where there's a ton of Hasidic Jews.
No, I
like,
wasn't far from Skokie.
Yeah, and so there's like not a ton of, but like New York Bagel and Bialys over there.
Love New York Bagel. I also love Kaufman's Deli over there.
Kaufman's is fuego. No one can touch the spread at Kaufman's, but like once you have a New York Bagel and Bialy, like an authentic Jewish New York bagel, like everything else is just kind of mid after that, you know?
Well, I called that guy once because I wanted to pre-order something for Hanukkah. I was like, "Can I get some bagels?" And he goes, "No pre-orders." And I was like, "But like, I'll just pay in advance." What? He just hung up on me. He goes, "Fuck." He goes, "No, come in." And like, I was like, "It's 24 hours. This fucking Israeli guy doesn't give a fuck." He's like, "You come in or you don't buy. People will buy."
They're open 24/7, 365. I'm surprised you even like got them on the phone.
I was too.
You know?
It must have been because of like, it was like around Hanukkah, Christmas time.
Probably.
He must have been like, "Oh, it's my fucking wife wondering why I haven't
You're like, even
come
like,
home."
Even if you're like, "No, I want to order 200 bagels. Like, don't I have to do it eventually?" Like, dude, we have 200 bagels for you ready right now.
I also really like, I don't know if I grew up in Buffalo Grove. BG. We have a place over there, not New York Bagel and Bialy, but just Bagel and Bialy, which is very good.
Yeah, it's Palestinian Bagel and Bialy.
Yeah.
What did you go to Stevenson?
Yeah.
Nice. What year did you graduate?
2008.
You're old as fuck, dude. I graduated in 2009. I'm so young.
Yeah, good for you. You went to New Church?
Evanston.
Oh, you went to Evanston.
I went to Evanston Township High School, yeah.
Nice.
Born and raised in Evanston. My parents actually went to grad school at Northwestern.
Okay.
And I was born while they were in grad school. And so they just kind of stuck around there. And
where are your parents from? They're not from here?
my dad's born and raised in New York, and then kind of grew up teens in Ohio. My mom is from Highland Park.
Oh, okay. So she is from like the area.
Yeah. The only non-Jewish person in growing up in Highland Park.
In Highland Park? yeah, for real, right?
My grandpa would go all out with the Christmas decorations.
Oh, yeah. He's like, no one's fucking... I'll show these Jews.
Yeah.
I'll show these fucking Jews.
Oh, if I had $1 for every time my grandpa yelled, I'll show the Jews. No, but yeah, so it's cool because all my family's like in Chicago or around Chicago. But yeah, first like 19 years of my life in Evanston. Fucking loved it there. Evanston High School is amazing. Super cool, unique like place to grow up. It's just got everybody from like, you know, the kid whose dad has like private planes to like the kid who's like crashing in people's couches because his mom just went back to jail. You know? And,
you got a whole spread of children.
Such a spectrum, and like we're all like smoking weed before football practice together. You know, like together.
Yeah,
it was such a hodgepodge of people, and yeah, it was really cool growing up there. So I never wanted to like go too far from Evanston. So like I moved to Rogers Park when I was like 20 or 21, and I stuck there for like 8 years.
Wow.
Most of my
Why Rogers Park? Just you always liked being around Jews.
Dude, well,
Grandpa, you got to come over and yell at these Jews.
Yeah, dude, there's new ones. There's city Jews. They're poor. It's crazy.
These are poor and they have hats.
Yeah, they got these crazy sideburns. You can pull on them. Yeah, it was cheap, dude. I was fucking broke and it was cheap. And you could be by the lake, and I love being by the lake.
I love being by the... I've never lived west of the highway for that reason.
Yeah.
I don't even go to the lake that much, but like when I want to go, I want to be able to walk there. Something about it.
Even in the winter.
Yeah.
Like it's just cool to be by the water, and there's like
100%.
I feel like if you're going to be in Chicago, like you don't have to live by it, but like you should be taking advantage of that shit, you know?
So with your luxury rental apartment building, do you maintain relationships with these apartment buildings?
Yeah. You got to have a good relationship with them. If you're going to fucking invoice them for like a lot of money every month, they got to like you. But yeah, I definitely do. I don't want to piss anybody off. A lot of the agents on site can be kind of resentful of you because like they get like...
Because you're taking their money?
Not that I'm taking a cut of their money for sure. And like... Generally, they have like a small hourly wage. Not small. Fucking could be $15, could be $25 an hour. And then like if they rent an apartment to somebody, they make like 2% of the apartment, or like a flat rate of like $250. And if a broker comes in like me representing a client, it really eats away at their already very small commission. And then they got to cut me a check for like
$5,000.
Yeah, $3, $4, $5,000, and they can be kind of resentful. But the alternative to that is like, well, I just don't bring my clients here, and then you don't get any deal at all.
Yeah,
because
you're really walking them in the door at that point if they came with you.
Absolutely,
because they don't need you.
I'm finding the client through my social media. I'm listening to what they want in their next apartment. I'm sending them recommendations, videos, like 3D walkthroughs, like all the work that went into before they walked in the door of that apartment. Is like theoretically like hours and hours of work to confirm that like this is a good use of my time, my client's time, the person who's on site's time. So they can be a little resentful, but it's also like, suck my dick. I'm bringing you a paying client.
Do you ever get laid on an apartment tour? No, I'm just kidding. I know you've got a fiance.
Nah, there's been a couple of times where like...
Have you ever thought you were going to get laid? I've been in that position before where like I've been like on an apartment tour with some lady, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, are we about to have sex? You ever think that? You're like on an apartment tour and like, she's walking. Are we about to have sex?
Or is it just like the dumb male brain that's like, a woman is guiding me into a bedroom. And you must want it.
And that's why it's like you can't really act on it because you're like, well, or we just are on an apartment tour.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because like normally like we were talking about before, like I'll walk up in fucking Lakeview or like Pilsen or whatever. It's like it really is just you and one other person. Like there's a lockbox. You go out there, you bring them into like an apartment that neither of you have ever been to. Like yeah, it can definitely be like not like that it's sexual tension, but it's like shit could go fucking sideways either way. Like you could rob me.
Yeah, that's true.
But no,
you ever been robbed? You ever been robbed?
Just like growing up around Evanston, getting like jumped and getting your shoes taken and stuff. But
no, I mean like as a realtor.
No, I feel like there's too many like skinny 22-year-old white girls out there to take advantage of before you like come for the 6'3", 220-pound guy.
What if a skinny 23-year-old girl robs you?
She can have whatever she wants if she's hot.
Good answer. I mean, honestly, that would be scary. If a skinny 23-year-old came up to you and was like, she doesn't even have to have a weapon. Just give me your wallet. No. And then she's like, this cut? I'm going to say you did it. I'm going to call the police.
That'd be fucking weird.
You got to bleep that out. I don't want to give these bitches ideas,
Yeah,
Nick.
dude. Now I'm going to get fucking taken advantage of left and right.
No.
No. The only time.
I don't know. Do you think, is that like powerful information we should keep from the ladies?
Well, we got to protect Zander, though.
Yeah, we do.
No, back when I was doing fucking walk-ups in like Rogers Park in Edgewater, that's like where I got my start in real estate. Like I was hustling like little $1,000 one bedrooms.
When did you start? Did I ask you that?
Like 2016.
No, I didn't. Okay, 2016.
Yeah.
So that was 9 years ago.
Yeah, that was a fucking minute ago. Wow, that's good math, Brad, dude. You're
Thank
really
you.
smart.
Yeah, I'm Jewish. I'm good with numbers because it's just kind of money to us.
Dude, time is money. Money is numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was working at a property management company that's how I got my foray into real estate. I basically dropped out of college and I started working at a property management company.
Where'd you go to college briefly?
Southern Illinois.
Nice.
For 1 year.
1 year?
Yeah.
The old 2-semester try? The old college try?
I made it the full year. I didn't flunk out, but not too far off. And I'm like very short-sighted with like my time, and like I was like, you mean I got to do this for 3 more years before I even have like a chance of getting paid to do something?
Yeah.
And I was like, I just kind of want to make money now.
Are you happy with the decision to not go to college? Because you seem very successful now.
Yeah, I'm super happy, dude. And it was, look, in fucking 2010,
All right, I believe
was like
you.
ostracized for that. It was almost like, not ostracized for it, but it was like there was no other alternatives. Like
Yeah.
all of my friends went to college. You know?
Yeah, it's like everybody goes. Some people get into a frat. Some people do whatever. And like, it's weird to not, for sure. I did a semester and a half.
Where'd you go?
McNally Smith. It was a made-up school.
That doesn't sound real to me.
Yeah. No, it was a real school, but
School started by Dr. Seuss, McNally Smith.
it was a real school, but then they got sued and closed down.
No shit.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't even fucking know. But all I know is I was trying to get my documents to transfer. My transcripts.
Trying to get my green card to transfer.
Trying to get my transcripts to transfer. And I would just call and be like, can I get my transcripts? We're sending them over. Be there in a week. Great. 3 weeks goes by. Hey, oh, sorry, we misfiled those. Sending them over. And I would go through this process where finally it was 6 months. And I was like, I'm driving up there. And I drive to Minneapolis and I was like, what the fuck's going on? And like, no one's giving me an answer. And finally I find somebody. I was like, will you tell me what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
And they're like, we're currently getting indicted and our directive is not to send anything anywhere so nobody can investigate.
God.
And I was like, that sucks.
They went after Trump University and your school at the exact same time.
It kind of like that. Yeah. Might as well have.
How did you end up in Minnesota?
I wanted to go to a music school. I used to be a musician before I was a comedian.
I see you ripping the guitar on the couch here every once in a while.
Oh yeah, try to. But yeah, I wanted to do that, so I went up there, did that for a little while. Then I ended up playing in bands and shit. Moved back to Chicago. First apartment was in Lincoln Square.
Nice.
I think Lincoln Square is a really good.
You said you never lived west of the highway.
I was still far east of the highway in Lincoln
Okay.
Square. Because it's when you're up north over there.
Mm-hmm.
I was on Foster and Lincoln.
Cool.
So I was west of Western, but east of the highway.
Okay.
Do you remember where Lincoln Square Lanes used to be?
R.I.P.
Yeah, that Greek
25-cent wing
fire.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my! I would watch all the Hawks games there, but I live right next to there.
Nice. That's a cool area, man.
It was a great place to live when you're like 23, because I never liked clubbing,
Yeah.
so I was like, oh, it's bars and cheap restaurants.
Yeah. See, I'm the same way where I was like, I always just like lived on the north side, like a fucking far north side, like a scumbag with no money. Whereas like a lot of like friends or like acquaintances at that time were like, oh, we're fucking 22, 23, like River North. We're in River North all the time. Every night is club night. And
Yep.
I was like, dude, that's part of the reason that I dropped out of college is because I was coming back to Chicago so much. And I was like, oh, I need money for this. Like I did not realizing that everybody just had their parents' credit cards. And I was like, I need to like go make it rain at the club.
All these guys are just spending $400 a night.
Yeah, I just... But yeah, I'm glad I did it kind of the scumbag route and just like played it cheap and like ran around the north side. And yeah, those were fun times.
And then you graduated from that to just like focusing on luxury buildings. You just saw the niche, or like how did you figure it out?
Yeah, I just didn't really realize that you could make like really good money doing the downtown rent, like luxury market.
Are you hesitant to tell people sometimes? Or you're like, no, I don't want more competition?
Yeah, like to get people to come do what I do.
Yeah.
No.
You got a pretty good business established and a bunch of clients.
And like
sure.
I've hired like 3 or 4 people to be on my team that kind of.
Oh, so do you have your own practice? Practice. Do you have your own ENT practice? I do gynecology
on the side. It's more of a hobby. No, I'm not like a
shout in there broker. And it echoes back.
Damn. No, so I'm still like I still have a managing broker I give 30% of all my deals to, but I also have a few people under me that I've helped train and help keep them accountable, and in turn they help keep me accountable.
That's interesting. So it's almost like a franchise concept. You do your own thing and you just kick 30% up to the big boss.
Got to kick 30%. If you're a real estate agent in Illinois, I think any other state, you have to work underneath a managing broker who just gets to kind of determine how much they want to keep of your money. And theoretically, in return, they protect you from some liability and they like provide services, whatever.
Sounds like the mob.
It's 100% like the mob.
We'll provide security.
Yeah.
You ever need anything, you ask.
Anything to happen to you.
Yeah, right.
But yeah.
What's a managing broker, like Compass or at properties? Or
and actually usually it's a person within one of those offices that is like your overseeing managing broker.
Oh, and they personally get the money?
I wouldn't know kind of the back end deals, but like at my company, it's a smaller company. There's one guy, but.
So is that the dream, to be that guy? Just collect a kickback?
A lot of people do that. There's a lot of like real estate agents out there that crush it, that are like, fucking, I'm tired of giving somebody else 30, 20, even 5% of all my deals. Like I'm just going to do it myself. But no, I don't really hope to do that. That's more work than I want to handle. And like they take so much off my plate that I'm like, cool, I don't mind giving them 30%. If they're gonna do my invoicing for me, give me really good tech, buy me business cards. I don't fucking know. It's stupid. They don't give you shit. I don't have health insurance. I don't have fucking anything.
Damn, you pay for it out of pocket?
No, thankfully my fiance works for like a good tech company.
Oh, sick.
So I just slid in there.
Nice. You slid right into that HMO, that PPO. Man. Such a PP into that O.
She's keeping me alive.
Sorry, that was dumb. So that's really cool. So one thing I really like about your content is your videos. I think you have a really unique way of approaching selling real estate. And it's like way more entertaining. Like I feel like everybody's going with these straight up like cool drone videos. Let's stage the place. And like, I feel like you found a way to not even need to do that by being funny.
Yeah. And just not fucking doing what every other real estate agent is doing.
Yeah.
It's so tiring.
And we were in the same shoes.
Yeah, dude. Sambas, bro. What kind of underwear are you wearing?
I wear.
Say it on 3 at the same time.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Bamboo.
Victoria's Secret.
Nice. Oh. Good for you.
Yeah, dude. Real estate content is so fucking boring and so tiring.
It is. I follow this. So my cousin's a realtor, so I've bought like all my places through him.
Nice.
Or like apartments, whatever.
Yeah.
But he showed me this one site that was actually pretty funny. It was like, it's like the broke agent or something like that.
Yeah.
That one's pretty funny, but most of like the actual content is just painful.
Well,
and
that page is all about, it's kind of for real estate agents.
Correct.
It's like lamenting how horrible our job is.
Yeah, it's like waiting for the combination for the lockbox. And there's like 900 lockboxes on a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. And what were we just talking about?
I don't know. All I'm thinking about is my Victoria's Secret underwear.
Your Victoria's Secret underwear. You got to try.
Just content, how fucking stale it all is.
Oh yeah, I feel like most of it's made for women because like my girlfriend will watch these like, ooh, $6 million house in River West, and I'm like, who cares? Wow, they have a bar and a pool on the 5th floor. Sick. What are you gonna do with that?
Attainable for like 0.03% of the population in Chicago.
Not even attainable. Let's say you could afford it. What the fuck are you gonna do with the 5th floor and a bar and a pool? How many people are you gonna know? I don't know. I know maybe 11 people.
You know twice as many people as I do.
Yeah. 11 people that I would invite over to my house. You know, like, not talking about all the fucking nut
They
job
wanna
comics
walk
I
up
know.
The 5 floors of your narrow $6 million house to get to the...
You invite them over, you get into one of those like old European elevators where you click the button and the generator starts.
Yeah, the gate shuts.
Yeah,
There's an old man who, rips the lever in there. Yeah, no, I'm pretty intentional about like posting, like, don't get me wrong, I'm selling fucking $3,000 one beds, $4,500 two beds. But like, I'm trying to post like good deals, attainable stuff if you want to live in a luxury building downtown. Like, there's plenty of agents out there like posting fucking penthouses all day. And I'm like, most people don't want or can't have a penthouse.
Totally. Do you get a lot of your clients from social media?
Almost 100%.
Almost. So you've created a business funnel via making content.
Exactly.
Like how often will somebody hit you up on social media like, hey, is it about the unit that you looked at? Or are they like, I want something different. Can you help me?
Yeah, no, dude, that's a really good question. And that's most agents online are trying to advertise a unit or a home to get people to show them that home. I've done, not to brag, such a good job at like building my own brand.
Say it again, I didn't hear you.
Showing people who the fuck I am, that I am getting people who are just reaching out to me going, Zander, I'm moving to Chicago, been following you for a little bit. You seem like just a pretty straight up dude. Like, I want to work with you.
Wow.
And so they're not going like, hey, I saw that 2-bed in River North. Like, can you show that to me? They're going like, hey, I need like a 1-bed den in West Loop. Like, can you send me all the options?
Yeah.
And that's been really cool.
What about like we get like one a day, one a week?
3 to 10 a day. It's insane.
3 to 10 a day.
It's insane.
So you do need a team. You can't keep up with that.
Yeah, I mean, I can keep up with it.
What's involved? You find out what they want, then you put a bunch of filters into your search and send them good ones.
Exactly. I've got my part of that 30% that I pay to my managing broker is that they provide me like one of the most insane search platforms that's like totally proprietary to our company. So when someone's like, I need a 1-bed in River West, it's got to be 2,400. I want it to face north with a garbage disposal and a balcony.
So it's just got every piece of data that you can now search through.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And so I'm able to be like, oh, these are your 3 best options.
Is it fast when you search through it?
Yeah, once the dial-up is set, it's pretty fast. Once it goes...
Well, I'm just thinking that's a lot of information. Like if we're looking through like all apartments in Chicago, we got to be talking.
We have a full-time
millions.
We have a full-time tech team that just is responsible for helping salespeople
maintain the platform,
update it. It's pretty cool, which is part of the reason that, like I said, I'm at this company. I give them thousands of dollars a month to work underneath their brand.
How many? Are we allowed to know what the company is, or is it a secret?
Yeah, Aptamigo. I'm wearing the fucking sweatshirt right now.
Is that how you say it?
Aptamigo.
I've always said apartment amigo.
That's what I tell people when I call them on the phone. How dumb is the term Aptamigo? It's like, let's abbreviate an English word and then let's use the Spanish word right after it. Or
Aptamigo.
Aptamigo.
That's
so
hilarious.
Bad. Thankfully, like my brand is strong enough that people are just like, oh, it's Zander.
Well, I've seen the name before. I've just always read it as, and so has everybody else I've ever talked to. Where'd you find this one? Apartment Amigo.
Good. Aptamigo, so dumb. My last brokerage name, not to give them any fucking free advertising, was called Rent Life, which is also a horrible name. Rent Life just is like you're gonna rent forever.
Rent Life sounds very like insurance-y and like
kind of does.
Like I'm buying into something I'm never gonna get. You know, Apartment Amigo is my homie.
Yeah, Apartment Amigo is like, which is funny because like we do have a buy-sell side now that like helps people buy homes, which like it should be Casamigo, but that was taken.
Fucking George Clooney fucks everything up.
Motherfucker.
So you get like 3 to 10 a day. You send them stuff. What percentage of your time are you spending in your car? Do you have a car or do you bike?
Dude, I got a Lime scooter membership that I get my money's worth out of.
Have you seen that? Like, what's the most craziest thing you've ever seen a realtor do to get from A to B?
Oh, there's nothing sadder than seeing like a young realtor on a divvy bike.
And do you know just by the look in their eyes, like, oh, that's a realtor?
They're wearing a suit with like the tie a little bit loose. Their eyes are dead.
Just on a bike trying to get to West Loop.
Yeah, right. I don't know. A lot of my coworkers who do exactly what I do don't have cars, which feels kind of crazy. They just Uber their clients around.
Can they expense it?
Yeah, you can you can't expense it, but it's a write-off. And like in theory, like $100 worth of Ubers isn't that bad if you're making like a $2,500 commission on a one bed.
Yeah.
But like if they don't sign and they're like, I'm gonna stay at home with my mom, or like I'm moving in with my boyfriend, then not only are you out a fuckload of time, but you're also out of $150 in Ubers in 6 hours of your day.
All right, let's talk about the business because that was interesting. So what percentage of people that come to you will actually see a house? So you get 10 a day, let's say. Out of 10 a day, how many people are going to see a house?
Not very many. Probably
not in that same day, but within a month or two.
Yeah. What percent do I convert from a lead to like going out to do?
Yeah, to an opportunity.
Like 33% ish.
So a third. So let's say 3.
Yeah.
So we're doing 90 showings a month. Does that sound right?
If I got no, it's not. If I can get them on the phone, I should say that. If I can get a lead on the phone, and like build that relationship and understand what they want, there's a really good chance I'd let them go to, or I can go tour with them. And
how many of those, like, I don't know, let's just, for easy math, 100 a month you do showings. How many actually end up buying something?
I'm not doing 100 a month.
I know. I'm just to get a percent.
Yeah, my close ratio, my clients that tour that sign an apartment with me is like 67% last month.
Really? So more than half.
More than half.
I would have thought it would have been in like the 10% area.
No, and that's
just because I think a lot of people just have so many feelers out there. At least I do. When I want something, I just ask like 9 people, or they just are like looky-loos.
Yeah, and part of my job is like when they do come in as a lead, even though I do get a lot of leads, a lot of them I'm vetting out, and I'm going like, yeah, you're not serious.
Oh, did you tell them that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you told people they're not serious?
Oh, I treat people how they deserve to be treated.
What's the meanest thing you've said to somebody?
Before I was licensed to do buy sell and I just did apartments and I was like in churn and burn mode, I would be an asshole to people. Now I have to be like, I got to be nice enough so that when they want to buy, they come back to me.
Yeah.
But I'll just call people out. I'd be like, why did you waste my time? Like,
you say shit like that?
Absolutely.
Are they apologetic or are they like, fuck you?
No, normally they're like pretty apologetic and they want to make excuses. And I'm like, look, dude, we spent 45 minutes on the phone talking about your new job that you have to move for by July 16th, that you wanted a 1-bed. You confirmed you make this much money. I made you take a screenshot of your credit score to prove you get it. Like, why are we doing this? You're not moving, you know? Yeah.
How often do you lose people to Craigslist? And how frustrating is that?
Dude, you're showing your age with Craigslist right now.
No, well, I have my broker's license too.
Really?
And I haven't sold a house in years or even rented anything.
Yeah.
But I know I used to hate showing people stuff, and then all of a sudden, can you show me this? And it's a Craigslist post.
Yeah.
Does that happen to you ever, or how do you handle it?
It's what is it now, like Zillow post or like?
It's
other?
definitely. There's still some like smaller landlords on Craigslist that like, you know, the guy doesn't know what he has, so he posts it for like $900 a month. Yeah,
You saying we can get deals on Craigslist?
I am here to say you can still find deals on Craigslist.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but you as a realtor, you don't get commission from that.
I probably am not eligible for that. So again, my business model is very much focused on like when that lead comes in, I'm like, do you want to live in one of the 5 or 6 downtown neighborhoods in a high rise? And if they're like, yes, but I also want to see a walk up in Bridgeview, I'm gonna be like, I'm not working with you. Like, I simply don't have the time to potentially lose that business.
Do you back to the thing about you telling people to waste stuff. Does that ever get them to buy when you're like, you did this, you did this, you did this? Are they ever like, yeah, you're fucking right, let's go? Or is it always, yeah, sorry, man, I fucked up?
By that time, I've lost them.
Okay.
You know, by that.
So you're not trying to turn them. You just want to berate them.
Yeah, I'm just lashing out at that point. Yeah, because I don't tour people until I tell them, I'm like, the day that we tour is the day that you're going to apply for an apartment. And so I'm like, we don't tour until you're ready to apply.
Well, what if they're like, I like this one, but I'd like to see the other one?
I want to know that before we go tour.
Oh, really?
You know, so I don't want to leave any unturned stone when we go out.
And is that just because that's how you operate, or is that because if you let them leave and there's an unturned stone, they might not come back to you?
Yeah, it's that I could spend.
They could just go directly to the apartment, right?
Go directly to the apartment, which happens all the time too.
Which is shitty because it doesn't affect them at all.
No, it doesn't change the rent that they pay, any concessions they might get. And that happens all the time, where I'll spend 30 minutes on the phone talking with somebody about what they want, and I send them, you know, the 5, 10, 15 buildings that are going to work for them. And they see one and they go, oh, Wolf Point West, that looks beautiful. And they run off and go see it. And I'm like, well.
What if, okay, let's role play for a second. I'm going to be your client, okay?
Cool. I love it.
My name's going to be Jehepsi, okay? No, that's too hard. Pietri.
Pietri?
Pietri.
Where are you from, Pietri?
Pietri, Yugoslavia. Now Chechnya, bastards, Chechnyan bastards.
First name Pietri, last name Dish.
Okay, so I'm your client.
Okay, Pietri.
Super interested in seeing this 1-bedroom that you posted.
Cool.
I'm also interested in all 1-bedrooms. I need a hot tub on the balcony, and it doesn't have to have a kitchen, but it needs 2 bathrooms.
2 bathrooms.
Let's pretend like this will work.
Yeah, I shoot straight. I'm like, why are you cleaning up so much and not cooking? Why are you bathing so much?
I'm a chef. I don't need to cook at home, but I do work at Denny's. So what I eat, it means I need 2 bathrooms because one of them is going to be inoperable at all times.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Too many moons over my hammy. Yeah, I'm just trying to get to the fucking bottom of. I'm sorry, we're still role playing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You need two bathrooms, but 1 bedroom.
For sure. Okay, so now we go to see it. Like what questions are you going to ask me before we go see it now?
Are you ready? Are you ready to pull the trigger?
Fuck yeah.
And apply right away. Fuck yeah.
Should I bring my gun?
Let's go.
Okay. Is that really your only qualification? Are you ready to pull the trigger and buy?
Yeah, after everything else that I've asked them.
Sure, credit score, why are you doing it, all that shit.
Yeah, so if people come to me all the time like, I want to see an apartment for December of this year. I'm like, no, I can't take you out.
Okay, so now we see the apartment, right? We're in the apartment. It's exactly what I sent you.
Yeah.
But now I'm looking at it. It looks much smaller in person. I don't think I want it.
I should specify first. When I take a client out, I'm taking them to like 5 or 6 buildings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not taking them to see one thing.
Oh, so it's not like it's okay. So we're going on a tour.
We're going on a day of tours.
So we could go to all 6, and I could go. Oh, I want to see 1 and 3 again, and we'll go back to 1 and 3, and I go, okay, let's do 1, and then we go back to 1 inside the papers.
Yeah, you can just do it on your phone.
Oh.
Yeah, you can just apply on your phone. It takes like 15 minutes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you don't have to go in and do like
So
a
it's
carbon
really
copy.
a churn and burn business.
And like to top that off,
Yeah.
too, is
top me off. We haven't had dinner yet.
yeah, dude. Pitar, what was your name? Pietri.
Pietri. I'm from the former Republic of
I
Yugoslavia.
want Pietri to bust.
Pietri only bust for Helga.
I actually don't tour most of my own clients just because, like I said, like I can't be doing 6-hour tours twice a day, all day, and like still be productive. So I actually have a couple people that
Is that the team?
it's part of the team, but I actually have a couple other people that just tour for me.
So you got a team and then you got a tour team.
I've got a team and then I've got touring assistants. Yeah,
So the touring assistants, do you hire them based on personality?
definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They got to be cool. You got to be able to comfortably like sit in an Uber with this person for 6 hours and like vibe, you know?
What kind of person wants to be a touring assistant? Do you get like adults trying to get into real estate, or is it like college kids and people just out of college? Is it like an entry level job, or is it what is it?
A little more entry level, but it's also like a guaranteed way to make money in real estate.
Okay.
Like real estate's
As long as you're part of a successful operation.
yeah, but I'm going to pay this person per building.
Oh.
I'm going to pay him $15 per building, and then I'm going to pay him like $150 when the client closes. So in theory, they could make like $250 over the course of a few hours. Obviously, I'm taking home a little bit more, so I'm able to like compensate them in that way. But like there's no other way to get into real estate and have like off the rip make money your first day.
Yeah, have a salary almost.
Essentially,
an
have a
hourly
salary.
wage. Yeah. So, well, I mean, like, what do you hire college kids for this job, or is it really anybody?
Teachers, kids, people that work at restaurants, other agents that are still getting their career off the ground that like need extra money and have time during the day. Yeah, all the above. But you got to get licensed. So there's like that big fucking thing of like,
Oh, so it can only be licensed agents
they gotta
doing
be
this
licensed.
job.
It's so fucking stupid.
So you can't go to a college improv class and be like, I love what he did with his hands.
Yeah,
I love what he did with that invisible picture.
Yeah, when you did the mime, I was like, this guy's gonna make it in real estate.
He set it down and then he stepped over it. He remembered where it was.
Just trapped in that glass box. Unreal. Yeah, no, it's all fucking boring and silly, but like it's a big long process that is all due to just like me being a fucking idiot on social media and people being like, yeah, I want to work with him. He seems like he'll get the job done.
Yeah.
And then there's all these steps. There's a phone call. There's the just setting up tours, hiring somebody to take them out, making sure they close. When they don't close, I try not to put my gun in my mouth. And then I got to do it all over again like 2 or 3 times a day.
What's the craziest? Have you ever got a crazy call where you're like, the guy's like, I want a 1-bedroom. And then he's like, hang on. And all of a sudden someone's like, don't shoot. Don't do it. Like, you ever walk in any of those?
What is that? The action movie, The Phone Booth, where he's like and somebody's got the sniper to his
Bro,
head?
that was so boring. I had to see that shit when I was like 14, and I was like, Colin Farrell is in the phone booth the whole time. Tell me you have no money to shoot a movie without telling me you have no money. This is the pitch. One location, one shot. He never leaves the phone booth.
Right.
We film it in an hour. Done.
We don't even need to pull permits to film this.
We'll just film between the 33 and the 64 bus.
Easy. God, well, that was right around the era with that. What's the movie where the bus can't go below 60 miles an hour?
Speed. I love Speed.
God, dude.
Speed is like a childhood movie for me. For whatever reason, my parents would just have Speed on and Speed 2 on in the house at all times.
Sounds like
I meant to do
everybody
that.
just walking around your house tense as fuck.
No, like for whatever reason, there were certain. I don't know if you had this as a kid. There were certain movies in my house that were coveted. Like whenever they came on, my parents would leave, and it was Speed.
2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Speed 2, yes.
Yeah.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
Such a good movie.
Right, and then Con Air. Really, any Nicolas Cage
I was
movie.
about to say, dude, there's a theme.
Or Keanu Reeves movie, and then some weird ones for my mom. She wouldn't turn off like a Jack Nicholson movie or a Sandra Bullock movie.
Yeah.
But there were certain weird movies like Speed where like most people probably don't think about it a lot, but it's ingrained in my childhood.
Oh, absolutely.
Built in Chicago.
Is Speed really filmed in Chicago?
Yeah, my dad filmed it.
Your dad filmed it? His dad's also in film.
I did not know that. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great movie. I didn't have any of those, dude. We just had like the corny ass like Christmas movies. Like
Yeah. What's your favorite shitty Christmas movie?
probably Elf.
Elf is my favorite Christmas movie. It's actually a great movie in general.
Yeah, I was trying to look up Will Ferrell stand up the other day. He's never done stand up.
He's done it a couple times.
Oh, it's not on YouTube.
No, it's not. And it was very early on, and it was like around his Groundlings days. I've seen some clips and like some, I don't know how I saw them, or they were like in some documentary or like Welcome to the 80s or 90s or one of those things. But yeah, he rarely does it. He does a lot of one-man shows. Have you seen his George Bush one-man show?
No, but that checks out so much more than stand up for him.
He does a lot of stuff like that where it's still him on the stage in front of the audience, but he does a one-man show as George Bush where the whole thing is him just saying lines that George Bush actually said.
He doesn't even have to write material.
He doesn't. He just talks as George Bush.
Yeah.
And then there'll be like a video screen that comes down. It'll be Dick Cheney saying something. It'll go up. And then he'll just do like 12 minutes of things George Bush actually said in that conversation.
What is it like? I know how hard it is to put food on your family.
Yeah.
His quotes and like
My favorite is when they tell him about the terrorist attack. He goes, "That's fucking terrible. Now watch this drive."
watch this drive. Like, we will not stop going after the axis of evil. Now watch this drive. Like, could you imagine like a modern day president doing that?
He also did "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me can't get fooled again."
Fooled again. Is that the intro to like a Kanye song?
I think that's an intro to the which Kanye song is it?
Something
Zander?
about folks that travel to Paris.
No, who's in Paris?
It's hard to say.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Will Ferrell's so fucking funny. I mean, everything he does is. I guess I should say family movies. Probably like Talladega Nights. Like back when it was on cable. Like if it's on, we leave it.
Totally. Oh, well, yeah, my dad would be in an uproar if we changed old school.
Yeah.
And then or any Bill Murray movie. We grew up. There was a lot of comedy movies in my house.
Yeah.
Which is nice because it's kind of the same thing as when you turn 20 and you just are drunk all the time. And remember Comedy Central?
Of course.
I miss it because it was just the place you could have the TV on, and it was just, I don't know, some movie that you've seen 100 times, like Slammin' Salmon. And
Never heard of that movie.
you know, it's just specific, I guess. Slammin' Salmon or Waiting or with the South Hampshire Institute of Technology. You know, I don't know where I'm going with this.
Is that a real movie?
Yeah, well, they go.
Is he fucking with me?
It stands for shit. And they go to South Hampshire Institute of Technology in the video, in the movie. No.
Just flipping back and forth between fucking Comedy Central and MTV. Those are the two channels that mattered.
Yeah, I used to try and jerk off when I was really young to MTV because we didn't have porn back then.
Yeah, wait for the music videos to come on.
Dude, I spent probably a good month waiting for Sex and the City to be on for the sex to happen. And it never does.
Never happens.
No, I was like, okay, well, there's got to be sex in the show. It's rated R. My parents watch it, and I can't.
Yeah, as
sure
a 14-year-old or even a 12-year-old, you see sex in the word of a show, you're like, I will sit here for hours and wait for it.
Yeah, you go dig a hole and drop a picture of boob somebody buried to keep that shit sacred.
So embarrassing, the shit we used to do to get hard.
You know what? But it builds character.
Absolutely, dude.
Sometimes there's internet porn's got to be a weird experience for a child because the weirdest part about internet porn is when you're done and the screen goes black and then you just see yourself holding your dick.
The worst.
You don't want to see that at 7. Oh my God. Can you imagine as a child?
Just looking yourself in the eyes.
Yeah, that's worse than any...
I struggle to do it when my dick is soft. Also, you can't say the word child and porn in a podcast in the same sentence.
But this is a child watching
This
it.
is a theoretical child.
This is me as a child. Yeah. If that wasn't clear.
That's
it's
fine.
you. It's me.
No, I can't even imagine, dude. I just remember being in like 5th grade, like somebody's older brother like printed out a picture of like a chick with fake boobs spread eagle and be like, I can't wait till it's my turn to see that picture. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And now it's like, yeah, I'm going to sound super old, but it's just messed up. There's going to be a generation of kids that just are so sexually deranged.
You know what I've noticed? Younger kids, I don't want to say kids, like young adults, like women that are coming on the scene, 22, 23, way sluttier than they used to be.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Where's this data come? Why do you feel this way?
I can't really. I don't know. I just feel this way. Maybe there's some data points out there.
OnlyFans is a good data point for
let's point to some. OnlyFans, I would say the way people dress and behave, I've seen around like clubs and bars and things like that.
So you're seeing this out in nature.
Yeah, I also
it's not used online.
No, this is not me online. Okay. And I also think it's being normalized a little bit by shows like Euphoria, where essentially they're all having threesomes in high school.
Yeah.
So you think that's normal. Yeah. And I see young adults getting sluttier.
Good for that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's good for them, and I think it's good for the men too because like. You needed a good hoe every year or so in your life.
Men aren't getting laid. I think the girls are just fucking each other.
And I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, there's so many less like sexual limitations and boundaries from like the Gen Z people that I know. Like they're not caught up on labels. They really don't give a fuck. None of them drink either, which is crazy.
I'm not a big fan of the poly crowd. I don't get it. I'm not a fan of them. I just think a friend of mine has a joke. It's so funny. She's like, and why are they always ugly? Like, where did you guys find 4 people to fuck you?
How did you grab more than one?
Yeah.
How did you grab more than one, and why do none of you shave?
Kristen Toomey actually has a joke that joke, and she's so funny. I don't want to appropriate it as mine. That was hers. But yeah, it's like the poly crowd I'm not a big fan of. I just feel like they're always just every guy I've ever talked to who's in a poly relationship is like, it's just about boundaries. And I'm like, no, you just are getting cheated on. She's hot. You're you. It's just, she can have sex whenever she wants. You could maybe get laid once every 3 months with this game.
And you know, she's going out, having a great time. And he's at home, like, gaming. Same thing like you said. Screen goes black. He's got to look at himself.
Totally. Stressed about boundaries.
And just know that, like, bisexual Sam is out there just getting her box just and he's like, I'm sexually evolved. This does not hurt me.
I'm evolved. I'm going to put in lean cuisine in 45 minutes.
And all three of us are going to get married. Yeah.
I don't remember how I got on this train, but
how did you get in? You were naming.
Oh, we were talking. I was talking about how kids are getting more exposed to shit, and young adults are now getting sluttier.
Yeah.
But why?
I don't know. But I fucking sure as hell missed out on that when I was.
Whoa! You mentioned speed in a reference, and then I took you down a rabbit hole.
You got horny, and you were like, "Let's talk about sex."
And then we started talking about things that were on in the house, and then to jerking off. How hard it used to be, because you mentioned MTV.
Yes, I used to have to like close your eyes and
use your goddamn imagination.
Never having any sexual experiences and trying to use your imagination is so fucking hard.
Not only is it hard, but it really helps develop a critical thinking skill inside your brain.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it makes you stronger.
Absolutely.
We went into the hyperbolic chamber and started training.
Yeah, it's hard to think about, like, never having to do that one time. And you're like, don't get me wrong, I haven't done it in 20 years. Just, you know.
I don't think I could now.
I don't think I could either.
Hey, Nick, can we turn that TV, the monitor on?
You want to do that thing?
Yeah. All right, so we came up with a game for you. We're going to show you different porns that were filmed in different apartments. I want to see if you... No, I'm just kidding.
Oh! I would get it.
That's the Marlowe.
Yeah.
Fifth floor?
Oh, that convertible is actually for rent.
No, we're going to show you street corners, and I want to see if you could guess what building that is, or even neighborhood. Yeah. So this is geolocation of Chicago. This is an iconic establishment. The one on the left. I want to see if you can guess what it is.
The establishment on the left on the corner.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be fucking horrible at this game.
What time is it open?
There's a Rivian over there, so I know it's the north side.
Yeah, use context clues. I think if we think through this, you will get it.
I mean, I can kind of read the sign. Give me something here. Give me a...
Okay, so I'm going to give you a clue.
It opens at 10 p.m.
Can you tell by
this? Is that Lawrence?
Maybe.
Is it the Admiral?
Yes. Good job.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
You get it.
All right.
Oh, so you want me to go off the signage? Okay, cool. Yeah,
Just the area,
Fuck
the look, the feel.
All right,
Can you tell
I got the Admiral off the rip. I haven't been there in years. Go there tonight.
So this is out of...
That's Boys Town. That's Roscoe's.
Okay. Yes. This is the view out from Roscoe's to outside.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, what building is this? I used to live here. I didn't tell you, though.
Is that Lakeview?
Yeah. Don't move it around.
Is it on Marina?
No.
So that doesn't have a view of the water right there?
It does, but it's not on Marina Drive, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I was asking that. I don't know, because it's a condo building.
Okay, here we're going to go to the left.
McDonald's.
Yep.
It is Lakeview?
Yeah. It might be on the cusp
of like Uptown and
Lincoln Park.
Oh, that's so embarrassing. My last apartment was on Clark right there. See, I don't know, because it's a condo building.
Turn it around, Nick.
Wait, is it 2555 or the Kent?
The Kent.
Fuck, that's
what's don't turn it around yet. What's across the street?
The Wiener.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. My last apartment was 2317 North Clark. I lived like a block from there.
I subletted a place in the Kent for like 4 months after I got divorced. And I call it my divorce condo because that building has no windows.
Nice.
And you have
good for depression.
I was just like, this is crazy. And he left all his furniture in there. So like, it was like a transitional period for me. So I was like crashing on his bed. And I met a girl that he had fucked.
Yeah.
And when I saw her, I woke up in a cold sweat that night because I just imagined the two of them, purple-haired Kevin, who owned the vegan restaurant, fucking this ugly bitch. And I just got scared. And I moved in a week.
I might have you cut this, but like I don't fucking trust vegans at all. I don't know, dude. I don't want to fuck with like my rich white skinny clientele, but like vegans are not to be trusted.
No, they're not. A polyamorous vegan?
The worst kind of person there is.
Ooh.
Too many of them.
Do we have another one, Nick?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, I just fucked it up.
that's
You can't see.
Belmont and what is that cross street? It's Belmont right when you get off Lakeshore Drive.
But you know, this is a famous apartment building or condo building. You know what it's
No,
called?
I don't know the name of it.
It is the Belmont.
It's called the Belmont?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Have you lived in there?
No, Nick knows this one. I don't know this one.
Nick, what happened in there, bud?
One of my coworkers lived there for a long time, and I know he bragged about it.
It doesn't seem nice. I mean, this is like just because it's old and historic doesn't mean it's nice. You know what I mean? Like you got Chicago, like they call it the second city because you know it fucking burned down the first time. A lot of these old stone buildings are still standing. Like I love the history of Chicago. It's like, dude, I fucking love to look at it too. I don't want to live in it.
Yeah, right. It's pretty.
I've lived in enough like hissing radiator buildings with the light switch painted over. Like,
What is with the radiators where when I turn them off in wintertime, it's 98 degrees in my house?
dude,
Answer me this, Zander.
we brought you on for one reason. I don't know. I'm done with it though.
Look, Zander, we brought you on for one reason, and I can't sync my Facebook and my Instagram account. You seen that lady on YouTube or on anything really?
Yeah.
She's like, she goes into a public community hearing, and she goes, I've been blocked from Facebook. And they go, ma'am, we're here to discuss the construction. And she goes, well, explain this to me. I can't apply for a job because every time I do on LinkedIn, they tell me I'm not qualified. And when I go to the Apple store, they say I can't get into Facebook.
I know that video well, and I think the even better part of that is I think they're discussing building a Portillo's.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. They are. It's funny.
Which it's definitely not Chicago, but it's a very Chicago thing to happen.
Well, they're growing some Portillos from the ground up in a couple other states.
They are. It's huge for us.
Do you know what else? Vegas has a Giordano's on the Strip.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
They're building an In-N-Out out here.
I heard. I don't know if it's going to be as good.
Ever since Culver's went outside of Wisconsin, there's just been no rules with fast food anymore.
Well, I think the one rule that we have held true to is Carl's Jr. to the west, Hardee's to the east.
What is the differentiator between the two? Does one have something the other doesn't, or is it just two different names for diarrhea?
I like to imagine that two brothers got into a scuffle.
Yeah.
Over a family affair, some sort of inheritance from a parent.
Surely.
And they said they agree what the father did, and he didn't even intend to do this fully, but he kind of did, was granted them both restaurants that can't compete, and they have to meet once a year to discuss terms and have a duck for dinner, so that his sons would come together and hang out once a year, but then they part ways as enemies. And what he thought would happen is, hey, my boys will always be together. They'll be kin for life, but they'll compete with each other for my love from heaven to raise up the best fast food that could be.
I can almost guarantee that's 100% what it is.
Yeah, and the sad part is they got stuck at like number 17 and 18. They ain't touching McDonald's or Taco Bell.
I know. I think
Not even Popeyes.
Jack in the Box is like above them too.
Yeah, right? I've
how
never even eaten
despicable.
at a Jack in the Box.
Like what's below them? Probably Long John Silver's, and that's it.
The only reason to go to a Long John Silver's if it's attached to a Taco Bell.
Do they do that?
As a kid, I would only see Long John Silver Taco Bell.
Because I know about like Kentucky Hut.
Oh yeah, for everybody knows about those.
But
in Vernon Hills, Buffalo Grove area where we would like drive around and get high, it was a Long John Silver's on Route 60, Long John Silver's and 45, and KFC in the same unit. And you would look at the Long John Silver's people and go, trash, trash,
Boo.
as you ordered your 50-cent bean burrito.
As you got your Crunchwrap Supreme. That's interesting.
I tried it once just because I was if I'm going to yell at these people, I got to know.
I had it one time when I got lost in Skokie.
Yeah.
It might have been Niles too. It was like I kept driving up and down Dempster, I think, and I couldn't find anything.
Oh, there is a Long John Silver's over there.
I think it's
It used to be.
I think it's boarded up now.
Yeah, as they should all be.
Fucked up. Yeah, no, that's That's upsetting, dude. But I think you're 100% spot on about the Carl's Jr.
I think so too. Yeah. I mean, you just run through all the logical options in your head.
All the logical. There's only one logical option. The one thing that Chicago does now, obviously, In-N-Out would be sick. I think people from the Midwest and like the East Coast love to shit on it and be like, it's not that good. And, you know, obviously Texas has now. Chicago needs a Buc-ee's.
Yes.
Chicago needs a Buc-ee's.
I don't even know what Buc-ee's is, but people rave about it.
You know what it is.
It's a gas station.
It's a gas station, but it's also like a fucking.
I don't know if I've ever been to one.
Mega Walmart gas station. I've never been to one, but I've seen them online and they seem glorious.
Yeah, we only know about them as this mysterious creature
mythical
gas
gas
station.
I've been to a few.
Have you?
They're crazy.
Can't
What
you
was
get,
your
like,
experience?
Fire barbecue there.
Yeah, they basically come out.
love
like, every
that.
15 minutes and they scream
And
at the
strip.
top of their lungs. I think they say, "Beef on the block," and then everyone screams, "Beef on the." And like,
They scream that at Roscoe's too, dude.
and then they come out, and there's just, man, it is crazy.
That is funny.
So they're actually cooking up pretty fuego barbecue inside a gas station.
Yeah, and they have like hundreds just you could grab right away and just go. And
See-
we'll always grab like 10 of them and hit the road.
Fat Midwesterners need that.
1,000%. Well, we have our own versions. Like, I wonder if they get like word down south about like Woodman's or like
The fuck is Woodman's?
Woodman's is a
Sounds like a strip club.
it is. It's a 24-hour grocery store. That's a,
Oh, it's like a Wisconsin thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I know
And they're
Woodman's.
huge.
I've been there.
That or like our cheese castles. We have cheese castles. France may have cheese caves. We have cheese castles.
Yeah, dude. They walked so we could run.
Did you know that in Wisconsin, if you're not drunk while driving, you get a ticket?
Yeah. And if you have your seatbelt on, they pull you over right away.
Just for being a pussy.
For being a
There's
coward.
no ticket. The cop just gets to call you a pussy and he goes, go on your way.
I fucking love Wisconsin, dude.
Yeah, Wisconsin's where I'd go as a kid to like drive ATVs and smoke weed with like kids. You know, you can do that like in high school.
You weren't going to the Dells. You were going to the real Wisconsin.
Oh no, I mean like in high school and you drive up to like hang out with people. Like my buddy's got a cousin up in Racine and you go fucking
Racine
four-wheel.
is essentially like a south suburb just in Wisconsin.
well, you know, so I used to hang out in those border towns because my buddy always had a cousin.
Yeah.
A lot of reason those border towns attract the people they attract is because they'll have a family member in prison. And that's as close as they can get to the other side without leaving the state. So if you're on probation
Wow.
and they're like, you can't leave Illinois, but all your family's in Wisconsin, you go move to fucking Zion, Illinois.
Imagine loving one of your family members who's in prison so much that you're like, I'm going to move closer to him.
Yeah, well, it's not on prison, it's probation, really. But also, if you want to visit somebody in prison, it's easier, I guess.
Yeah, this is just a really quick shout out to everybody that knows me right now. If I ever go to prison, don't fucking move for me.
Yeah.
Just write letters and like send razor blades when you can, but like don't fucking move for me.
I want people to move for me. I'm going to write them letters and convince them, like get really upset in the letters, like you have to, it's life or death. And then when they try and come visit me, I'm going to refuse.
They go through 7 layers of security to come see you. He's like, he's actually in a meeting. He can't come out.
Or when they do see me, I'm going to be like, why are you here?
He's in reading 101 right now with the other inmates. Dr. Seuss.
They're teaching me to read.
He's getting a 3rd GED. He's busy.
All right, so back to like the realtor stuff.
This shit's boring, but go ahead.
No,
I want to know what's next.
yeah, we're gonna wrap up, man.
Yeah,
But I
let's
want to
do it.
ask you some quick Chicago questions.
Cool.
And I want to give you a chance to say your piece too. But like,
Cool.
as a native like Chicago suburbs guy, some quick questions for you. Just first thing that comes to mind.
Go.
Favorite Chicago sports team?
Cubs.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You wear socks in your videos, though.
I love both teams.
He's pandering.
Like, you can't. I 100% pander, but
He's on the south side. He's like, yo, what's up? Shout out to Frank Thomas. Got the tattoo right here.
I cross Roosevelt and I'm like, on phone him. What's up?
What's your favorite Chicago food?
Italian beef.
What's your favorite Chicago Italian beef spot?
Dude, Al's is a good like go-to just all around town, and then like Bari is fuego.
I love Bari and
Bari's great for
D'Amato's.
everything. Yeah.
I like Al's, but for some reason I'm biased. I think the one on Taylor Street is the best Al's by far.
You're right. It is.
Yeah. Yeah, I am right. What is your favorite like Chicago restaurant like growing up going to?
Dude, like All right,
Evanston spot, whatever.
You're gonna know this Pita Inn.
Oh yeah, love Pita Inn.
Fuck with
On
Pita Inn.
Foster or like the main Pita Inn, like
The main one on Dempster.
Yeah.
Or they had a smaller spot on Dempster and they got a bigger spot.
I love
further
to get a
down.
fucking plate of that shit with tahini.
Yeah, you go at lunch in high school. We'd go at lunch. It'd be like fucking $5.50, and they'd give you a plate of food that 3 people could split.
Beautiful fuckery.
Yeah. But outside of that, like I came from a big family. Like we couldn't eat out a lot just because it was super expensive. Like feeding 6 people was like $100 back when fucking George.
Now it would be
was in
about
office.
$1,000.
Yeah, and so like when we would go out, we would actually go out and get Lou's and get deep dish and like get one deep dish for 6 people.
Because it's filling.
Everybody.
Yeah, that's smart as shit.
So we would go out to Lou's like a couple times a year.
Is that your favorite pizza place?
No, JB Alberto's in Rogers Park.
Okay.
Really good pan pizza.
Favorite bar?
Ravens in Lincoln Park.
The 5 a.m. bar?
The 5 a.m.
Oh, I've closed down Ravens a few times.
Yeah, they have a little patio, so when it's nice outside, you can drink on the patio.
You can fucking get slammed.
Go
at
back
3
down in the basement
morning.
and get popcorn.
Yeah, act like a degenerate.
Yeah, any dive though, I'm happy.
Nice. I love a dive bar too. That's actually my shit.
Where's your favorite dive? Hooters.
No, I actually don't talk about mine because my other one got blown up on the spot.
Really? Did you blow it up?
No, I think in part because I was talking about it a lot.
Tell me the one that got blown up then.
Best Intentions. It's in Logan Square on Armitage and Spalding, and it has a beautiful patio. It was great inside. $3 course banquets, specials and shit, and like. It closed down and like during the pandemic, and I started talking about like, oh, it was my favorite bar. I would talk about it like on stage and podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I think a lot of people were. I don't credit myself for this, but then when it opened back up, it was like you can't even walk in there. I've opened the door before, and the guy's like, "We're at capacity. Give me 5 minutes."
That should never happen at a dive bar. And in fact, you can't call yourself a dive bar anymore if that's happening.
No, you're not. I'll tell you my favorite one after this, but it's a
fair.
great patio spot that no one knows about.
Whisper it in my ear after.
I will, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's the pod. Anything you got coming up or want to plug or want to talk about? How can people find you?
I got fucking nothing coming up. Chicago Zander, Instagram and TikTok. My OnlyFans is different tag. I'll give that to you later.
Okay.
I'm at capacity for my OnlyFans actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have
I looked you
so
up on
many
OnlyFans.
subscribers.
Daddy Dong 69?
Big Dick Billy.
Big Dick Billy.
Yeah.
Do you have a brother? Because you and Daddy Dong have the same jaw structure.
It's all loose and worn out.
It's great. Yeah.
No, dude, just like if you want to buy a house or you rent a really nice apartment, hit me up. I'm your guy.
You're the guy, Chicago Xander. Thank you for doing this,
Thank you
man.
for having me,
Appreciate
brother.
you.